Awesome, great. I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Rockland Board of Health for Tuesday, September 21st, 2021, and it is 17:02 hours. Those present are
Stuff that you didn't get.
Health Agent Deltron Flip, Vice Chair Christine Stewart, Member Cecilia DeRosa, Kathleen Zalone, our Administrative Assistant. Yeah. All right, and with that, I'd like to go with the first item on the agenda, signatures. So, bill vouchers. Did we have anything not signed yet, or is everything already signed?
Yeah, no,
Yes,
yeah, we have.
okay.
Yeah.
I know it was a rough,
So
rough
I'll
week for
start
me
this
getting
way
it.
and go that way.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to take some?
Sure.
Oh, are they?
How many do we have?
There's
Oh,
only
there's
three.
only three.
Yeah.
Okay. I can sign for
You
that.
could sign in.
Uh-oh. Can't sign your purple pen though.
Oh, you could.
Could I?
Yeah, we'll designate which one was the original.
She likes at least one in blue. So she-
Oh, okay. Okay. No, you don't have a pen.
That's fine.
No, I have another pen. It's really
Alright.
okay. I was just thinking, oh, I'll take a couple of my notes tonight.
We'll
Sorry.
share, that's right, we'll share.
I thought I had
You
it.
can put a voucher in for me for ink, that I appreciate.
You signed this last one.
Oh, no,
I can
it's
give it
already
to
been up there. And
Okay.
Republic's,
Yeah, this is great
Sorry.
flow.
Yeah.
okay, it's signed.
And here's the original.
Those are just the regular, like, trash bill?
Trash, yeah.
Okay.
The regular overpriced trash. In general. Just,
Okay.
it's expensive.
It is expensive.
Extension of that.
Everything is.
Abatements, okay, these already looked at.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Cool.
Did we have any motions for the bills
Oh,
and the abatements?
no,
No.
but let's go ahead and make, entertain a motion on the monthly bill vouchers and the trash abatements. Well, the bill vouchers we don't need really a motion on, but
Second.
the trash abatements to approve the presented abatements for the month of September. So I have
A second.
a second. All in favor? All in favor?
So I wanted to just real quick interrupt you guys on the abatements. So I have a particular property at 13 Center Ave. There's only one unit vacant, there's only one unit that is occupied. Per our abatement guidelines, they have to make sure that they make payments. So she's responsible for only $98 a quarter. I have removed her from the abatement list because she hasn't met her end. So right now, you
This is
know,
the first property on the right,
yeah,
right next to the pond,
yeah.
by the old
Yes.
fruit stand.
So according to our guidelines, she hadn't made any payments, so I had stopped abating her. I reach out to her via email all the time, every time there's a bill, and I let her know. And then finally, it just got to the point where I just removed her. Well, she's been coming in lately to pay her portion. And she's had several insufficient payments come back. So she's not caught up, so she's on, she's going to be put on trash lane if she doesn't pay them. So we've had this conversation, she was in, I think, either Monday or late last week, making another payment. So I'm just letting you know right now, probably in October, I'll bring it to you guys if you want to put her back on the abatement list. Right now, she's not, and
She's only making,
she was.
or attempting to make payments on her $98.
No,
Or
she was,
everything.
yeah, everything, because she never did what she was supposed to do,
Okay.
so.
What do you mean by that? Sorry, Deli, I'm lost a little bit.
So a part of the abatement policy is that you're required to at least pay that occupied. So if you have a two-family and one's vacant, that person has to keep current with their bill.
Okay, otherwise they're gonna get paid for two?
Or yes.
Okay,
And that's
understand.
what's happened in her case.
Okay,
So they're gonna get billed for two? I'm
She
sorry.
was
I
getting
just-
billed for 3 now.
So she's getting billed for 3 because she
Yeah.
wasn't paying on the 1?
Yeah,
As
Okay.
long as she pays for her one, we don't bother
exactly.
with
We
the
abate-
other.
we
Well,
would
okay,
abate.
We
that
would
makes
abate it,
sense.
right, and she
Okay.
hadn't been paying anything.
And she's fully
Gotcha.
aware that she needs
She's-
to pay the 1?
Yes, she is
or-
fully aware.
In order to be able to abate, have the other 2 abated?
Have the other 2 abated, correct. Yep.
So she's made I'm just trying to understand, make sure I understand it. So
She's now
she
attempting.
now is attempting to pay for all 3 that she
Yes.
owes,
Yep,
but
Because
insufficient funds have,
she's, yeah,
okay.
so,
Okay, yes.
I'm just letting you know that she hasn't been on the abatement process for over a year now, but now she's come in and she's expressed her desire to get an abatement. So I did instruct her to write a letter.
Any idea approximately how much the abatement of what she's paid in the past, or
She hasn't paid
or
anything.
we're abating what?
Yes,
be 2 units, right? 2 vacant units?
Yes.
You'd be abating?
yeah,
Mhm.
is what we would be abating.
Okay.
But she hasn't made good on any of it, so.
Would it help her if that was abated, that she'd be able to pay the 98 a quarter?
Well, that's what, right now, she made a payment, and so as of today, the payment hasn't come back in sufficient funds.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, what you might be asking is retroactive?
We can't, after she pays it, we can't refund her the money.
Okay,
Okay.
so we can't go back and like readjust to make it affordable?
Okay,
And
so,
that's our own guidelines.
so the payment that she made would pay her up
Up
to
to
date?
date, yep,
It would, okay.
it would,
Okay.
yep. So going
And when was that
forward,
payment made?
I believe it was last week.
Okay,
I
so you
think,
think
yeah.
that that's
So it-
cleared at this point?
Yes, I
Okay.
So
think
it has cleared,
Okay, well,
it
that's
hasn't come back.
Not to my knowledge as of
Okay.
yet.
Okay, that's
So-
good. So
Yeah.
right now.
But I'm keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, so,
So-
yeah, next month, put it on the list.
Right,
yeah.
well,
Okay.
the next billing
For
cycle.
the
Billing,
next
yeah, the
billing
next billing, yeah.
cycle, she'll
I
get.
think she'd get billed again in December.
We'll
Okay.
be able to abate that for the next billing cycle because she's up
Right.
to date.
Yep.
Got it.
And I just had her write a letter to the board requesting that she gets
The
abated again.
process.
Okay,
Mhm.
Sure. Okay.
all right, thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Let's see, what is next?
So I have some permits that need to be signed.
Okay.
These don't need a vote, but if you
Yeah.
have any questions on what they are, I'll be happy to explain.
It's just one.
This one here is out of the home?
I'm sorry, yes.
Willow tree's out of the home?
Yep,
item there was addressed with her,
What's that?
military.
Oh, that's not, it was just to note it, to let, I was just putting it there so that we knew there was one pet. And it's a small lap dog. She has gates.
Yeah.
She's got it blocked off.
Okay.
So that the dog can't go inside.
Anything else before the new business?
I've been looking for an agenda and I don't think I gave myself one.
I have two.
Oh, that's why.
No, I printed
You
one.
have two?
Yeah, I printed one,
Okay. Oh,
and that's one you gave me, so both the same.
All right, so. New business? Is that what you're talking about?
Anything else before new business? No, okay. Okay. Alrighty, so next item on the agenda for new business, the simple recycling program.
So, simple recycling, I had been getting a lot of calls from residents saying that their pink bags weren't picked up. And then I reached out to them. During COVID in 2020, I did get a correspondence back from them stating that they weren't able to honor the money back portion of it. And I think it was like 1 cent per ton or whatever it was. So they weren't able to honor that, and I didn't have a fight, so it was okay. And then recently, we've gotten a lot of people calling about their pink bags not being picked up on their recycling day. So I had reached out to Simple Recycling, asking them what was going on, and they told me that it was due to staffing shortage. They're not able to find drivers. So they have designated Tuesdays pickup days in Rockland, any Tuesday. However, the resident has to go online and schedule a pickup. And this is a part that, you'll see this in your thing. This is what I'm giving Doug Lapp to put out on social media,
okay.
so that
That
people
right
will
there?
know. Yep. And something will also go out on WRPS.
Okay, good.
Okay. And, I'm sorry, also website?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And just to make, so I understand, I think when we were discussing this, when I was trying to understand this, they don't necessarily have to have a pink bag, right? It can just be like any bag
Not anymore.
No.
that they can fill, right?
Yeah. They used to have their own specific pink bags.
Okay.
Now, obviously, way to save money.
Well, they drop them off. Did they drop you off some to you? Pink bags?
In the past, they have.
No, just
My
recently when
last one, no,
they did it.
which is fine, because
Okay.
I had an excess anyways.
Oh, all right.
So do you just like use any bag at home? I didn't even know
Well, I
about this
would reach
program.
out to them.
Okay.
Well, didn't you, I could swear I saw someplace you can use any, hefty bag for,
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I
I will check.
double check. I thought you told me that they were getting rid of the doesn't have to be the pink bag anymore, just any bag will do.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Well, let's just
I will.
double check that so we get the right information out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, for those that don't know, it's, it's a service. It doesn't cost the town anything. We were getting a little bit back, nothing really major. But our big savings as a town is it keeps our tonnage down.
Yeah.
So instead
Like
of
you
putting
can
all
put
these
just
rags
like
and
one
stuff.
sneaker inside the bag. Like you don't have to put both. Like you can put shoes in there, sheets in there, any kind of textile material you can put in there, and they take it and they boil it down and reuse the material.
Not bad. Saves the town a little bit of money on the tonnage.
Can I ask, is this gonna be, social media, is this gonna be on the website too?
Yes, yep, we just said that.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions on this? Nothing has to be voted on this, but more of an update.
Yeah.
I just have one quick question. Is this a temporary thing that they're not gonna do this, or is this kind of, you think this will be going forward?
I think this will be going forward.
Okay,
Mhm. If it changes, I'll always update.
okay, thanks.
As far as staffing, who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
I drive, driving around, it's like constantly seeing, help wanted signs everywhere.
Yeah, staffing is still a big issue.
All right, next on the agenda, the board member contact information.
Okay, so I believe Gino gave you guys all your packets for your, they are on the website. And we just wanted, I know that Christine just wanted to make sure that we adopted a protocol on going forward on, since your contact information's there, how will those complaints come to the office that you guys receive? I know that Jamie, Clifford and Kenny did a seminar yesterday on boards and meetings, all sorts of fun, interesting things. And one of them is the protocol regarding residents' concerns. And I think that this is great, what you wrote up.
Yeah, I'm actually familiar with this because I went, I was there last night at the training. And I thought it was a great training, by the way, thank you. And we are working on getting information so that everybody can have that. So I've read this and I think it's great. So,
This is the same information we went over, right?
Correct. And I love, like, the part that helps me out the most is, like, she actually put the wording in there of what to use to quote the CMRs, which is extremely helpful.
Looks good, yeah.
It's good to me.
So I will entertain a motion then. No more if there's no more discussion, entertain a motion to adopt this protocol regarding resident concerns as presented to us.
I second that.
A second? All in favor? There you go. And let's see here. Old business. Dumpsters.
So, I took an count of everyone's request to remove certain things off. Spoke with Cecilia this morning and she pointed out a bunch of little annoying spaces and whatnot.
Okay, thank you.
And also, I have one insert from the billing department, which they asked me to add. And that comes in under right in front of my face. Okay, so it's under section 4, 4.1. I added, which you guys don't have.
I have 4.1.
Oh, you do? Do you
Is
have?
the addendum not in there for it, the update?
No,
Or,
it's not.
Do I have all drafts?
so what,
It should say. I think I printed out the old one, sorry. It should say, or by the planning, all right, so section 4.1.
yeah,
Each dumpster shall be located at the Board of Health approved distance from the lot line, so as not to interfere with safety, convenience, or health of an abutter. The location of the dumpster shall be approved by the Board of Health or by the planning board upon site plan approval for new construction. But I have it, I'm sorry that it's not printed. But that was his only suggestion.
it sounds,
I thought I had it in
yeah, definitely makes sense how they have it.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Was there anything, in addition to that, did anybody else have anything
I just
besides the
wanted
spaces?
to,
and stuff?
for section 2.1,
Yep.
at the bottom where, you know, say Rockland Board of Health needs 3 days prior to installation of the dumpster, should that be 3 business days?
Oh, yeah, I can add that.
I
Yeah,
just, it's really a question, but I think it might make more sense for it to be 3 business days
I think so.
versus 3 days.
agreed. Yeah, okay. So we'll add that in.
The only other thing we had to determine was the fee schedule.
Yes, that
Mhm.
was my
Right.
other question.
And are you guys 100% for a fee on those dumpsters?
For commercial, correct? What we're discussing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Commercial, yes.
Yeah. I did some research and it looks like many of the surrounding towns charge that fee.
The 50?
So I saw anywhere from 25 to 100. I know that
Mhm.
Abington next door is 25. So I thought that might be a good starting point.
What
Where-
section's that into?
Looking at 5?
5.2?
Yep.
Is that where we are, actually?
No, I think it's 2.3.
Wrong one.
No,
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh, we jumped ahead?
Okay.
Yep.
Well, because we got rid of
Oh,
5.
okay.
The permit shall be in
Yep,
accordance with the
wrong one.
current of health fee schedule for each dumpster per calendar year.
I'm sorry, you said fee, and I had fine in my mind. That's why I jumped to 5.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back now.
I think 25.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
plenty.
25
I think
is
we start-
fine.
We start there.
Fee schedule, $25.
Um,
25.
Yes, 2.5.
You guys,
That's my
yeah, I
recommendation.
think
as
so
well.
too. Okay.
Okay. Anything on section, section 3, the contractor's responsibilities look pretty straightforward to me. Nothing jumped out at me. Did anybody have anything on that? Deb?
And everything
Maybe I
else
missed.
looked fine to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything
We got
else is okay.
4.1 already.
Mhm, yep.
Section 5, enforcement.
No. Oh, I'm sorry, I said no on the turn, sorry. I just can't believe I did that.
Yeah, no, the rest of it looks pretty.
Yeah, everything else, I really don't see anything else. Just the date of effect is all thing we need to discuss, really.
Yeah, and just to clarify, because I did have a couple of questions so that the residents know too. This does not pertain to temporary dumpsters on people's property.
No, we
Correct.
took those, that
That
out.
was,
So everybody knows,
Taken,
because
yeah.
a couple people questioned it.
yeah, nope.
I have a lot of people coming in or requesting to come off of town trash billing, and get a dumpster put on their property, and I've said no.
They could certainly go with another hauler.
They can go with another hauler, right,
They
but
said
they
choose.
wanna get a dumpster, so there's a particular hauler out there that's going in cheaper than the towns, but people can get a 2-yard dumpster on their property. Now, if people go private and get a 2-yard dumpster on their property, we're gonna have some issues.
What issues would we have?
Well, fitting it in their yard, getting it serviced, because if you
Yeah.
go private, you have to get it serviced on your property. And also, we have mandatory recycling policy. So they would have to have,
I don't see, I mean, I can certainly see how somebody would want to, try and go a different route.
well, I've got a
But I-
neighborhood that's requesting that they all share this one dumpster. And they all go off. But our regulations are that they can't. Like, you have to have it on your property. So like, I mean, just for instance, like, we'll just make up a street, ABC Street, Mr. Smith on ABC Street is the one with the 2-yard dumpster, and then everybody else on Smith Street uses that dumpster, and it's,
So let me ask you this, Delshon, what's the contingencies for having a dumpster on your property? Like what,
well, we have regulations, and it
things that
says,
meet it?
yeah,
Okay,
Mhm.
so,
do we know what they are?
yeah, I can get them to you.
Okay, perfect.
But one of them would be like,
These
the
are for-
biggest
this-
hurdle, I think, would be because we have mandatory recycling, they would also have to incorporate that into,
Yes, exactly.
so not just one 2-yard dumpster,
No, right,
It'd be-
they would need multiple, they would need a recycle.
some form of recycling
Yeah,
pickup.
so I just want to make it clear that these dumpster guidelines that we're doing, they're for obviously multifamily. They're not for single-family homes. These are for multifamily and commercial buildings, these dumpster guidelines. Like, I would just,
Let me ask you this, just so do we currently have any single families with a dumpster in town?
no,
Okay, so basically our guidelines, you're saying, state that no single family should have a dumpster
I
on their
think
property?
so. I think
Okay.
so. I think that should be in our regulations. I think.
No, I
that-
get it, because then
Yeah.
you'd have to be policing
agree.
like
Yeah,
everybody.
It'd be opening a can of worms.
yeah.
But I personally, I don't see how it'd be, feasible to try and do that within the guidelines.
Right, yeah.
So can we add that into this?
I would like to,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Alright, so under,
So the tote sizes, like you can have people going and getting totes, right? If they're going private, they can have a, 64 or 96 gallon tote on their property. I just think that we should put something in these regulations saying that no residential can have a,
It would be a single-family residence.
single-family residence can't have a 2-yard dumpster on their property.
For the
But-
purpose, it would have to state for the purpose of
Like, it wouldn't be, like, they would
regular trash.
self-contained. I just don't know how,
Well, you could
But
put
then-
under exceptions to permitting requirement. You could put, permits will not be granted to single-family residences.
oh, yeah,
Mhm.
Um,
what
for
about-
containers larger than 2 cubic feet.
yeah, well, they can't have two, right? So you couldn't have.
Anything 2 cubic feet or larger.
Larger, right,
Larger,
yeah. If
Um,
you can come up with the wording,
You could say with the exception of temporary
Right,
dumpsters.
exactly, right,
Right.
yep.
Yes.
How would it say a duplex fall if that was saying a single family?
Duplex? No, they wouldn't. Well, duplexes, I mean, a lot of the duplexes in Rockland are on town trash pickup, and they use the totes. I just don't think a duplex would have the property to put a 2-yard on,
Most likely not.
yeah.
You have to decide whether that's gonna be allowed or not, I guess, in
Right.
general.
Yeah,
So where does the guideline start? I would just say, for now, single families.
single-family homes,
Because that seems to be
right,
the most straightforward. You start going to 2 families, and then
yeah.
I'm assuming there are 2 families in town on that have dumpsters.
Yes.
So then you start overlapping with
Yeah.
things that we already have.
Not many, though. There's
Okay.
not many two-families.
Mhm.
Actually, I don't think there's any two-families that are private. There might be, but I'd have to look through my spreadsheet.
If we don't have any, then we could discuss potentially going 2 families. So no one family and 2 families.
Yeah,
My concern is that if you have like 20
Mhm.
2 families in town already on, it'll be hard to justify
right,
the decision.
exactly. Yep.
Right.
Right, yeah.
So if Cecilia, if you want to think of the wording for that,
Yeah.
I would absolutely put that in.
Okay. 2 cubic yards residences. Okay. Yeah, I'll send it and I'll CC the whole board, and then you guys can decide if you like that or not.
Right, we'll have to.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Nope.
We're not really deliberating anything.
Okay.
We're deliberating now and agreeing that we're gonna put this in, so I think that should be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
And if there's nothing else, I think the last thing was the date of effect, section 9.
Well, that has to come at the very end.
Yeah,
Because we might have other things. Like I was talking to Celia today, after this, I will be sending them over to town council just to review, to make
Okay.
sure that we're in our,
all right, so we'll hold off on that then.
all right.
Looks good to me.
Excellent, thank you.
Progress. Getting there.
Yep.
all right.
What's the next one?
Office update,
Oh, that is me.
that is you.
So, COVID-19 update, we currently have 61 cases, currently active in the town of Rockland. And out of those 61, 26 people are vaccinated. I gave you a breakdown on age.
Yeah.
We have 4 that are from 1 month to 5-year-olds, 7 cases that are from 6 to 15, 8 cases from 16 to 20-year-olds, 5 from 20 to 29. Our biggest offenders are 30 to 39-year-olds, which is 18. 7 40 to 49, 6 50 to 59-year-olds, and then we have 6 anywhere from 60 to 85 years old. And we have been doing contact tracing. I know that the state has brought it back, contact tracing. So if it ever got out of control and we weren't able to keep up with it, we could.
So the state's back actually doing
Yep,
it.
yep. So, but I haven't sent any over. We've been able to do it.
Okay.
I don't want to jinx myself by any means,
Yeah,
right?
don't.
But so I'm not going to say it. COVID's fun. So, and there's a problem with, and I think it's me, user error. I wasn't able to figure out how to get the strains to see if how many of them are the Delta variant or not. For some reason, it hasn't worked for the month of September. But I'm going to reach out and ask them what that issue is.
Okay, yeah, be curious.
So the unpaid trash bills for fiscal year 21 lien notices were supposed to be going out today, but we had a couple snafus, so they should be going out tomorrow. And these are all people that did not pay their fiscal year 21 trash bills. So from June 30th, July 1st, 2019 to June 30th, 2020. 2021. Wait a minute,
20.
No.
20.
Yeah.
July
Yes,
1st,
July
20.
1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021.
Okay.
So those will be going out, and they will be on a yellow piece of paper. Residents are asked to make those payments before October 31st, or they will be placed as a special assessment on their real estate bills.
So this actually says October 30th?
Oh, that's what it meant. That's what I meant.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Yeah, because Halloween is on a Sunday this year, right? That's why, oh, well, either way, we will still take payments in that week. I'm sure we won't cut it off
Yeah.
until it's absolute necessary cut off. But that's the only reminder people are going to get. That's it. That one
Okay.
reminder. Normally, in a non-COVID year, we would have sent out a notice and then a notice, but it's just, office is short-staffed, obviously. And the infamous rat saga continues. This weekend, Chief Duffy put out a reverse 911 informing the Rockland residents that we are aware of the ongoing increase in rodent sighting, and we're working with the state and other local officials on the issue. Rockland is not the only town experiencing this issue. Due to the increase in rainfall we've had this season and construction disturbances, it's pushed the rodents from their underground homes searching for drier shelter and food. I have become an exterminator, and I can now add that to my resume. So I was on a Zoom conference at the end of August, and this rat expert was talking, and I reached out to a couple exterminators, and they were telling me that the rat's gestation period is 22 days, and they can be pregnant up to 13 times. Yeah, no, it's
13 times?
a year. Yes.
Wow.
Depending on when the 22, yeah. So
That's
I know, I itch and
My filter's working right now, so I'm not gonna say anything.
yeah.
I'm so happy I
job.
haven't seen any rats.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, today we got a
Wow.
phone call,
Have you seen them?
no, just pictures.
How many?
But she's
how
dealing
many
with the phone calls.
have we been
Oh,
getting?
today was crazy.
Last couple of days,
It's
yeah.
pretty, yeah, you hear around town, it's like
It,
a lot of
is it
people are
like
having
the,
an issue.
the lower areas
No.
with the higher water?
Mm-mm.
Like over like, you know, Nevin
It's
Circle,
everywhere.
Johnson
Yeah.
Terrace? I know
Doesn't-
that, they've always had a
Oh,
water
yeah,
issue there.
Exactly, yep.
Now
It was
I-
on
So that's
it's
where I
worse.
met.
Was it?
Yeah.
Just for Rockland or for like
No,
everywhere?
for everywhere, yeah.
Okay, good.
They were
What?
saying on the news last night how everywhere.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a thing. So, so anyway, they can have from 4 to 22 babies, right? And then within like a month, those 4 to 22 babies could have babies. So they're very fast moving. And we just ask that everybody just get rid of
thought
bird
COVID was
feeders.
bad.
You've never worked at a restaurant in Boston, have you?
Oh, I could tell you some stories.
Every
but
Sunday in Newbury Street.
I know.
I'd
It's-
have one that would greet me when I opened that.
Yeah, I just think,
Did you talk to him?
Of course I did.
I feel for the residents
That
who are
wasn't
having
Mickey
this
Mouse.
issue.
That
I
was me.
really do.
I didn't even
All
say.
right, so let me ask
Okay.
you this. Is the state, so if, since this does seem to be like an issue that is affecting more than just one town, does
Yeah.
the state have any plans on addressing this issue?
Where's it going as far as
No.
this?
No,
There's
they're
nothing-
leaving it up to, it's, unfortunately, it's the residents' responsibility because it's their property. So we just need to make sure that everybody takes any like leaf and brush piles that they have, any compost, especially compost, put it in a container. If it's food compost, put it in a container. If it's yard compost, get rid of it because they're just harboring in those particular and
Yeah.
burrowing in.
This is great that you have this right here, you know, this list, so,
Yeah,
obviously, let's try and get that out there, let's really
We
broadcast
did.
it.
Yeah.
Because compost is huge, a lot of people are composting now, and I do, and I have to watch, you know, what I'm doing out there.
yeah. So obviously, if you have food compost, put it in an airtight container.
And let me throw this in. a all-encompassing airtight container.
Yes.
Not like mine, the bottom is open, so it's on dirt, so.
Oh, no,
that
yeah.
that doesn't
Fully-
count.
Right, yeah. Hard plastic, too.
Yes.
You know, make sure that your yards are tidy, make sure yards are cleaned up. Believe it or not, they like to eat pet food and pet droppings. So just make sure you pick up after your animals. Seal up your homes, cracks and gaps in your foundation. The weather's turning, we don't want them to get into homes. And last but not least, obviously, seek an exterminator. Especially if you see any burrows in your yard, that shows that there's an infestation in your yard.
Yeah, I would just like to let people, be aware that if it is a concern in your home, I would definitely go the route of a trained exterminator as opposed to trying to handle it yourself. Especially if you have small animals or kids,
Right.
little kids in the house dealing with all the poisons, or God forbid, you're going out to
Home Depot
rack.
and Lowe's are having a shortage right now on traps, so,
That makes sense.
yeah.
So when residents call the office for this, do we just basically reiterate what's
Yeah.
already on here?
Mhm.
Are people pretty receptive to that?
I haven't
For the most
had any
part.
issues. I let them know that the information's on the website too,
Okay,
so.
so basically that we're aware,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
Rockland, an issue
Right.
particular just to
Exactly,
Rockland.
yeah.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
statewide.
The state is involved and aware of the situation.
And I would just keep,
We're pushing it out.
keep on the state too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
At some point, this is going to force them, it's gonna get so bad, it's gonna force them into doing something.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Hopefully-
hard, right?
Hopefully it
Because-
doesn't get that bad,
Yeah.
but.
If you're a resident, it's hard, you got rats running around town, it's hard to say what are we gonna do about it? But the truth is what is there to do about it?
Right, yeah. I mean, just be vigilant in making sure that your property's clean and your trash totes are rinsed. And
Yeah,
I reached out to all the food establishments in Rockland just to make sure,
Good, thank you.
that they, and the haulers,
Yeah.
and made sure that
Extra vigilant and,
the cleaning, it's getting emptied. However, I did have an issue over at the executive house with their dumpster. I'm working with Waste Management. They hadn't picked up there in about 2 weeks. And
Excuse
yeah, they're complaining about staffing also. I had a very strong conversation with him.
yeah.
And again, working with him, making sure that they do the right thing. I feel that the dumpster on the property is too small, so I'm working with the property manager also. They said that they get multiple pickups a week, and I said, well, obviously, you haven't been.
So I'm sorry, you said 2 weeks? No
Yes.
pickup?
Yes.
So where's the trash?
I believe they picked it up yesterday.
So was there an issue with it being outside of the dumpster?
Yeah, it was all over the place. Yes. I'll send you a picture if you'd like.
I believe you.
Yeah.
My main concern is it's right next to a school
I know.
also. So especially with,
It's right near
bad in
residential.
general, but
It's-
now with
It's
the.
abutting
station,
up against
what
a
location is
residential.
this?
Yeah.
Huh?
What location is this you're talking about?
Market
On
Street.
Market Street, right by Jefferson School.
Oh,
So
wow.
you know like that narrow driveway going into Jefferson?
Okay.
Yes, I
Right-
know
right-
exactly, it's
right
that big
near
house
there.
right in the corner, right?
Yeah, well, no, it's
It's not
the
a house,
big,
it's an apartment building.
it's an apartment building,
It's an
correct.
apartment building,
So if you
yeah.
head towards,
It's set back a little
From
bit
here to
from the
Honeydew?
road. You know where the old Tedeschi's
Okay,
building
yes,
was?
I know exactly where you're talking
directly
about.
opposite
that.
Albion.
Okay, I was thinking on Market Street, like that big residential.
They had the fire a while back.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I know what
Just
you're
Okay.
saying, yeah.
Other side, brick building. If you came out from
It's- I know
Albion
exactly what it is,
onto,
yeah.
onto Market, if you drove right across, you go right into the,
Yep.
their property,
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's
So we
definitely
need to
stay on
keep
top
an
of that.
eye
Let's
on
not be
that.
nice people with this one.
No.
We don't want that
Yeah.
turning into something more than it should be.
Yep,
Okay.
So you think it was picked up yesterday?
Yes.
All right. I'll go by there on my way home tonight, just.
Yeah, that was, I meant to do that, but then I was
It's all
dealing
right.
with the food complaint.
I can
and-
stop, I can go by, because I'm gonna be
Thank
going
you.
down that way anyhow, so
I appreciate it.
I'll go by there and
Busy, two-sided.
take a look.
Huh?
Okay.
Busy, it's two-sided.
It's two-sided, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So the Rockland Recycling Center, where, I mean, people are still getting stickers, they're still coming in, and I think that they're gonna ramp up a little bit more because it's gonna be leaf and brush season soon. And I just need to remind people that when they're bringing their leaf and brush, don't hide items inside your leaf and brush pile. It is costing us a lot of money when we go and have to sift and
Hand pick, yeah.
pick the pile.
Plus the safety issue.
Exactly.
Huge safety issue.
The vouchers are still available in the office until October 31st, which, again, is a Sunday, so the last day that we'll be providing them would be the 29th. So, November 1st, we will not be giving out any more vouchers. So, come now, and as long as your account's up to date, you can get a voucher, and it's $25 per unit. And you can use it towards disposal at the recycling center. Highway Department has poured what Dave calls an apron in front of the garage to prevent the water from going inside.
Awesome.
It's one more
Thank you,
step
Dave.
closer to getting that weather tight. And that's it.
All right. All right. That, all right. And, all right, so
motion?
with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye? Good. Thank you.
Who the